Hey everyone and welcome. Labour's performance is absolutely shocking, none more so than in the media. Now, I've seen some really disgraceful interviews in my time, but this one takes the biscuit.
And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration.
He's debunked on everything he says and still continues to sprout it's absolute crap that's bankrupting the nation. Now, I refuse to take patriotism advice from a man that can't eat bacon. This is Ed Milliband, if you didn't know. And he's saying about this net zero, if we don't do anything, it's going to get worse. Things are going to get worse, he said. This is the new normal. The new normal. Have you heard that term before? I have. But if we don't act, things will get even worse. What, worse than bankrupting the nation and filling you and your mates' pockets with oodles of our cash? Absolutely disgraceful. Have a listen to what he says and then have a listen to the debunking, because everything he says is debunked immediately and he doesn't care. Doesn't care in the slightest, which means it's ideological and not based on fact. Have a listen.
Things are going to get worse, but this is the new normal, as I think the Met Office said today. Yeah. But what we know is if we don't act, things will get even worse.
But it's about everybody else, isn't it? I mean, we can get to net zero, and unless the rest of the world does, things will just
Nailed it. Do you think he cares?
Carry on.
Okay, so you've come to the fundamental point. We're 1% of global emissions.
Yeah, that 1% of global emissions. They think that us crippling ourselves is going to change that. Have a listen to why.
So is there any point in us acting? Absolutely yes. And you don't need to look into the...
Absolutely yes, for 1%.
The crystal ball to know this. Look at the record. We passed the Climate Change Act in 2008. 60 countries now have similar legislation on their book.
And all of their economies are crumbling as well. I wonder why that is.
Theresa May, legislation for net zero by 2050 and 2019. 80% of the world is covered by net zero.
But emissions are going up.
Did you hear that? Emissions are going up, even though all of these nations are now pushing for net zero. Emissions are up. Do you think he cares?
You come to the nub of the question, which is, should we just stand aside and say, well, it's not up to us, it's up to everybody else to act, and let's see what happens? I think
we should stand aside and say, this is ridiculous, we do 1%, there's no point in us crippling ourselves and all of our people with extortionate energy prices to subsidise a green policy that doesn't bloody work.
That would be a massive betrayal of future generations, and it would forfeit the economic opportunity.
So it'd be a massive betrayal of future generations, so we've got to massively betray current generations. You see the logic here?
Of today.
No one does either.
Or is what we should do to do what we've actually been doing as a country over the last 2 decades and lead and get others to follow.
So why is reform leading the polls then? I mean, why do they...
Because they're not full of crackpots like this man. Don't get me wrong, there are a few. That's for another video. But these people that we've got in charge at the moment are insane, are they not?
They seem to be winning the argument.
I don't believe reform's going to win the net zero argument, because what I see and what I...
Oh, they will, because they're going to cancel net zero. Watch what the country does when given the choice of, do you want net zero and looking good in your European backslapping conventions and be poor? Or do you want to scrap net zero, suck all of the beautiful stuff and mine all of the beautiful stuff out of the ground, and your energy bills will go down? I wonder which one they'd pick, Bacon Boy.
I hear from people all around the country is they want us to act, they want us...
What they hear from people all around the country within their very, very limited circles, because it's a big club, but not everybody's in it.
Act in a way that will tackle the cost of living crisis, and we can.
You are the cost of living crisis, one of the major reasons for it, you little cretin. Now, these swamp fraggles really pee me off. They're sitting in positions of privilege, because they get everything paid for them, including their energy bills, whilst telling us that are struggling that we should be struggling, because then we'll be world leaders and we can get a clap on the back of our mates in Davos. Do you get a clap on your back? Do you? No, you get a clap in your wallet and your purse and your bank account and your grandmother's bank accounts and her money to live and the disabled and everyone else that gets milked for net zero. Let me know what you think. I'd like to know your opinion. I will put a link into this because it is 5 minutes long of just being debunked and debunked and debunked. I didn't want to put you all the way through it. I watched it so you don't have to. But they're not going to stop, are they? They're not going to stop unless we stop them. Stay sane. See you on the next one.